Welcome to Dillon Stadium for this match versus Louisville City, presented by Barberino Nissan. Hartford Athletic coming in, licking a few wounds, but also looking to get some unfinished business taken care of. And as you can see, Mother Nature also visiting at Dillon Stadium tonight. Bill Shane alongside Tom Traxler. And as we take a look at this matchup, Louisville City has all the cards in their hand, but Hartford, well, they have the home field advantage.
Absolutely, Phil. You know, as Eddie Rabbit said, I love a rainy night. Hartford would hopefully love a rainy night. Louisville coming in, needing to pick up points, needing to push themselves up in those playoff spots. But Hartford's been a good team at home as of late. They've won their last 2 home games. You have a look. Hardest part for them is they can't concede against a team that can score a lot of goals.
And again, you take a look here with Williams finding the spot, 8 goals in their last 2 matches at Dillon Stadium. And this is a bit of history. While it is raining, it's also at night. The lights are on in Hartford for the first time. Can the Athletic light the lamp?
Well, that power's going, and they want the power going forward, Hartford, and they've done that again. You just mentioned 8 goals in their last 2 games, an absolute explosion of goals against Loudoun United their last time out. That fast start is something they'll want against Louisville.
Speaking of Louisville City coming in, what a performance by John Hackworth's crew so far this season, but they have struggled away from home, which leaves an opening for Athletic.
Yeah, their road form not quite as good. You know, they're a -2 differential. They've scored 15, but given up 17 so far on the road. But tonight, again, that push for the playoffs, I think is going to give them a little extra motivation. And they're certainly, again, going to want to get a fast start, Phil.
So we are just a few moments away from kickoffs. Keep it here, USL Championship Soccer, Hartford Athletic against Louisville City. And kickoff comes your way next. Stepping out towards midfield for the opening introductions. Welcome to Dillon Stadium for this Hartford Athletic Louisville City match, brought to you by Barberino Nissan. Phil Shane alongside Tom Traxler as we gear up. Take a look at the way Hartford will come out here. Brought to you by Premier Limousine. And again, Cody Cropper making the goal his own and looking to keep a clean sheet.
Yeah, and the guys in front will be very important. DeVitt's going to be key. They also get Raymond Lee back, which is important for them. And then moving forward, they're going to want Alexander Dixon to stay on the same form that he's been on, 2 goals out last time.
Take a look at the way Louisville City comes in, and 6'3" Fighting Irish product Chris Hubbard will be in goal. But keep an eye up front. Magnus Rasmussen in the midfield, Luke Spencer looking to lead the way offensively. 2
very important players, and then they get a boost because they get Paco Craig back, they get Devin Speedy Williams back in the midfield, so Louisville going to be feeling good about that.
And again, former MLSer Antoine Hoppeneau also patrolling the flanks. There is Dalgard in green for the Hartford Athletic. The Dane patrolling that left flank, trying to keep Louisville City honest. Hartford coming in 6'4" and 18, 17th place in the East. And as this one rolls, Louisville City, meanwhile, on the other hand, starting the day, 7th place in the East, still holding out hopes for a good performance in the postseason. But for Hartford, if they don't get something going quickly, they'll have to start preparing for the offseason early.
Yeah, I think it's going to be definitely tough for Hartford, Phil, to reach those playoffs. But you know what? The thing about games like this is, even though you're trying to keep your playoff hopes alive, even if you don't get there, someone's always watching you. These players need to know that, whether it's Jimmy Nielsen looking at you for next year or somebody else that you may catch their eye. Every game you play as a professional is always important.
Paco Craig all the way over to this near side. Oscar Jimenez, the 29-year-old left back, plays it back to Hubbard. 12-8 and 7 for Louisville City. They've actually scored fewer goals than Hartford. The problem is Athletic have allowed more than twice as many goals as John Hackworth's Louisville City.
Yeah, there are 2 sides, really. Hartford can score goals. They score as many goals as most teams in the East. The problem is they've conceded just about more than anybody. And while that keeps it kind of balanced, it's hard to win games when you concede so many goals. And that really happened early on. Sorry, Phil.
Wide, pushing it down the line for Jam. Trying to cut in past Raymond Lee. Down the sideline he goes. Touched away towards the goal line and under pressure. Trying to get it upfield, but not far enough. So again.
Yeah, Louisville going to come out. They're definitely going to play high pressure. They always try to push the issue. They always try to play high up the pitch. But that's going to open things up potentially for Dixon. He is very, very quick. He's one of the quickest players in the league. So they're going to have to be aware. Players like Tosh and Craig, they're going to have to know he's on the pitch and know where he is even when they don't have the ball.
Ball rolls across. Hoppeneau can't keep it in. Take a look at our injury report brought to you by Trinity Health. Special thanks to our title partner. And there, as you take a look, Hartford missing several players. Louisville City, clean bill of health.
Look, a triage unit for Hartford.
Free kick. Matthew Friends, the referee here today. Justin Lopez, Patrick Casey running the lines. Daniel Alloy, the 4th official. Louisville City in white from the right to the left. 5th season. Then again, Hartford Athletic in their debut campaign. There's going to be some struggles and a learning curve. And there you see Dixon is high up, hoping to get a chance to run at Craig and Tosh. Ryan Williams brought down in the midfield. Free kick for the Athletic.
You mentioned it's tough starting a new franchise and USL getting better and better, but you know, Jimmy Nielsen's been in this league before, and his head coaching actually started the OKC Energy, bringing some of those players over with him. But it is tough getting started, and especially playing most of your games away from home.
Collision and hard hit. Danny Barrera, the former U.S. Youth International, goes down in a heap. Foul goes the other way.
He's a player. It's important for Hartford. I mean, coming over from Sac Republic, where he's still the all-time assist leader for the Sacramento Republic, Danny Barrera.
Ball launched over. Jimenez has to wait for it and then scrambles back. Looking long down that right flank. Good touch wide by Jam. Up steps McMahon. In towards the area, cleared away before it finds Matsoso. And Hartford now maybe a chance to counter with Louisville City pressed forward, looking for Dixon, and a tricky little back heel by Paco Craig, but he finds the mark.
That's confidence, isn't it?
It's risky. John Hackworth doesn't mind at the moment.
As long as you connect the pass. Dixon bearing down, you go, here you go, here's a back heel. You gotta love it.
The stadium built back in 1935 and just renovated. They were going to put the lights up and play everything, but actually had to start out at Rentschler Field this season and then found more issues, to the point where tonight, the first night game in the history of Hartford Athletic, after $650,000 on the lights alone. So that's quite an investment. And also perhaps a sign that even with the struggles, Hartford Athletic plans on being around for a while. Out on that far flank, and Hartford looking for an opening. It's Jorgensen playing it all health of New England. No score through the opening 5 minutes. Mentioned the stadium's been around since 1935. It actually fell into a bit of disrepair, but it has seen quite a bit of action, not just in soccer either. Hard hit on this near side. Down goes Rasmussen. 1973, the United States actually played here, national team against Bermuda. And the old Hartford Bicentennials, remember them?
I do, the old NASL Hartford Bicentennials.
Played against Poland and Lazio here. In fact, Hartford Athletic played an international against Puerto Rico and won 5-1. Into the area, looking to sweep it across Hopino, instead sliding into the signboards behind the goal.
Gets a little nudge on the way for his efforts.
Good look at Cody Cropper, 6'4". Looks like he's lost a bit of weight, maybe now more mature at the age of 26, on loan from New England, but a very promising goalkeeper coming up. I guess that's one of the issues when you're a goalkeeper for the United States. There's a lot of promising goalkeepers coming up.
Indeed, they have a fine young one in goal
Rasmussen
right now.
across DeVitt, able to grab it, and it's deflected away for the throw-in. It does again give you an idea as we look at John Hackworth, former U.S. youth boss. Jimmy Nielsen taking advantage, and as a former international goalkeeper, he has a pretty good idea. And when Cropper became available, trying to shore things up down the stretch, and who knows, maybe build something for the future.
I'm sure Cody Cropper is going to enjoy.
Nodded away by Tosh, but right into the middle to the feet of Matsoso.
I'm sure he's enjoying getting game time and just getting better, and I'm sure he's got his eye on trying to get back to New England and MLS and claim a place there. But you know what, coming to USL and getting a chance to get game time, I mean, that's important.
And the level, the quality of play has picked up to the point, as you said, just getting out there, scrape off a bit of rust. Stepping to the inside, Skudula, but forced to retreat again to Cropper. Launches it across midfield, little push in the back, and the referee catches it. That'll be a free kick for Hartford at midfield.
Yeah, it's certainly a foul. Easy one for the referee.
69 degrees, cloudy conditions. Humidity still up there, although it looks like the rain has stopped temporarily. Actually makes the field conditions that much better. Just a little slickness.
Well, groundsman doesn't have to come out and do the watering. Let Mother Nature take care of it. They like a good, slick, fast surface. Wee.
Just a little over-eager.
That was a little too fast.
Down on the other side, Chris Hubbard, 24 years of age, making the move down after his Notre Dame career. Got to be a little special for him, goalkeeper union of sorts. Into the middle, Craig sweeps it up near side for Jimenez.
So far, Hartford doing a really good job of they're not playing too high a line, but making it very difficult for Louisville, who like to build through the thirds, but making it very difficult for them to find that middle third. Most times that longer ball is coming. They're bypassing that third, trying to just go straight up top.
Nice try by DeVitt, the former Cincinnati defender, to clear, but gobbled up in the midfield. Williams switching all the way over. Hartford, as you pointed out earlier, Tom, trying to pack things up, make it difficult for Louisville, and then spring Alex Dixon. Got to get the ball back inside. Cleared by Cropper. Good idea by Hopino, but still no score.
That was good quick ball movement and good use to spring him in behind again, and then they're looking to just get it service, get the center inside. Cropper doing a good job. Spilled it, but Hartford there to recover and get it away. But here come Louisville again.
Ryan Williams actually stepped up to knock the ball free, but right to a white shirt. It's been that kind of night so far. Rasmussen tries to switch. Lee brings it down. Former Billiken plays it back and out to Cropper, and then spanked far side. A little over-eager. It's going to take a while for Cropper to understand tendencies and his field players to know what he wants to do. So another gift. Let's see what Louisville City can do with it.
Yeah, they just want to keep moving the ball quickly. Little passes, sometimes just little 5-yard passes can change the whole look.
Williams, near side Jimenez. Back into the middle for Matsoso.
Little 5 passes, keep moving Hartford around, keep finding pockets of space.
Probe and poke for a weakness. Jimenez trying to force that one in. But then, as you notice, immediately on the turnover, they press and win the ball back. Back for Spencer, who hasn't seen much of the ball so far. Rasmussen. Looked like he might have had a pass inside. Sends it out for Jimenez, who launches it long. Tracking it down on the far flank, Jam. Trying to get to the goal line, loses his footing, and coming away with it is Raymond Lee. But then another awkward clearance up to midfield, and Louisville will get the throw.
Yeah, it's a hard thing when you're just clearing and trying to clear lines and get away. More times than not, you're just going to give the ball right back, and unless you can change your line and get up and pressure that quickly, you're still going to find yourself back under pressure.
Touch far side. There in the back corner on the right, you can see one of those 120-foot light poles that were installed. They actually needed to make structural changes with the drainage and electrical. Ball forward for Hopino. Launching it up and maybe just getting a bit over-eager.
A lot of players losing their footing. I think he just lost his footing on that because he just kind of sailed up and away on him.
Looked like he was trying to cross it, and then, as you pointed out, just got away.
But the ball movement was good. The movement to get Antoine Hopino in behind, fantastic. And he has to look up. He knows what he wants to do, but just can't quite get it centered.
Scrambling back, Padula lays it across. Swartz coming back under pressure, tangles with Jimenez. The reason they put the new lights in was for television, and well, I don't know about you guys at home, but from here looks like they got their money's worth. Beautiful scenes, and there, as you can see, Hartford fans making their presence felt.
I'll tell you what, I'm not having any problem seeing the numbers. So it looks good to me.
Soaring up and over was Tosh, trying to win it in the midfield. Hartford lifting it across, but can't find Dixon because Craig gets in the way. Spencer with the touch. Behind for Williams. Rasmussen wanted it back, didn't get it the way he wanted. Bursting forward is Schwartz into the middle. Looking for Dixon again. Best possession so far in the night for Athletic, and Morera plays it across. Here's Lee. And a hopeful cross. Well defended. Need to do more with it when they get their chances.
Yeah, I think right now they just be comfortable having it for a spell. I would say, look, let's keep it. We've just defended for quite some time, so let's not give it away cheaply.
Curling run to the inside, trying to hold on to it too long. Ryan Williams, and it's cleared away into touch.
And I think I cursed them. Doesn't want to say it. They gave it back away again. But you're right, Phil. That was their best spell so far of the game. Albeit short, but hopefully it gives them a little bit of confidence that you can come out and play football. You can come out and play against Louisville.
Craig. Jimenez.
Oh, good ball.
Into the path of Rasmussen. Sneaks it in towards the 6, deflected away. Across comes Hopino, the shot just over the crossbar.
Oh, you know he wants that back, and that was a quick sweeping movement forward for Louisville. Great ball to find Rasmussen, and he just looks up and wanted to find Spencer, but Hopino, very keen, gets on the other end. But as he comes across, he just can't get his head down. He can't get himself over it.
Looked like he might have been thinking about shooting earlier, but Matsoso was there. Still got a better shot, and as you said, he'll wish he would have done better.
Yeah, he definitely wants it back. You saw his reactions after he hit it.
Hartford Athletic would like to recognize the Hartford and all its founding partners for the 2019 season. The Hartford and Athletic bringing soccer shots to Dillon Stadium. Sign your 3- to 5-year-old up now to learn from the pros. Good hustle. Magadula. Near side Schwartz. 23-year-old Boston area native patrolling this right flank. Well-timed pass in for Barrera, but he couldn't quite hold on. The angles were off as he goes sailing into touch.
Yeah, it's good ball movement, but a clever little run by Barrera to find that space. But Tosh and company, Paco Craig, staying with the runner. That's very important. Sometimes the deeper runners, you can tend to lose them, but Tosh and Craig and Louisville, they've been playing very well defensively as of late, as noted by their coach, John Hackworth. He just says defensively they've been so much better.
Launch long. Carries all the way down to Chris Hubbard.
Looks like the supporter section's really loving it tonight. They haven't stopped singing and dancing and playing.
They probably thought they were going to get drenched all night. They're just happy it's not raining anymore. Imagine what happens should Hartford score.
Delirium.
Craig caresses. Jimenez touches. Trying to find Hopino again. Good outlet pass. Schwartz to the inside. Chance on the break. Switch back across by Williams. Here's Dalgaard. The Dane into the area. Left foot low and blocked. Hubbard dove. He thought that one was coming through, but good defense denies. Great try by Sebastian Dalgaard.
Again, with Louisville wanting to push forward when they lose possession quickly, it's a transition the other way. As we'll get a look at Dalgaard, who just has one idea. He wants to get to the line and get it sent across. But a good block, as you mentioned, put in.
Hard challenge. Referee calls it. Matthew Francis. Dalgaard able to get up in the air in time. Otherwise, that one could have been ugly.
Pat McMahon not leaving much out of that challenge.
And there you take a look.
look there. Pat McMahon just getting his studs down and in and through that ball, but getting a little piece of the Hartford player. Pat McMahon, he earns his place in Louisville City each and every week.
Ryan Williams getting set to put this one into play. Actually wore the 3 Lions once for England's futsal team, did Williams, making the jump from Tranmere to join Athletic. Line set just inside the 18. 5 green jerseys ready to charge in. Hubbard a couple yards off his line.
Still watching that near post.
Sending it across and an easy grab. Wasted opportunity.
Yeah, if it didn't get served in on the line, it got a bit too floated, and time always favors the defense.
You want that one to just drop off the cliff. DeVitt had made the run, but it was a good 10 yards over his head.
Yeah, you want that kind of served in on a line, and as you said, it just kind of drops in over. Those become dangerous. Goalkeepers can't really come for those.
Hubbard, the awkward clearance. Throw in now for Hartford. Elliott Hood on loan from Sacramento. Swept away. They'll try it again. Up steps Lee. Made the move to Hartford from Pittsburgh. Cleared away nicely by Craig, who's been busy today. Rasmussen to the near side. Jam has come over to the left. As we take a look at the blonde locks of Jimmy Nielsen.
He's been around, of course, had a great career in many places, including Sporting Kansas City of MLS.
Chance on the break by Speedy Williams. Pretty good touch out wide as well for McMahon. Into the area, runs into Raymond Lee and goes no further.
Raymond Lee, mainstay with Pittsburgh for many years. They're happy to have him in Hartford. And right there, you can see making it very difficult to get by him on that side.
Cropper tested once today. So I think at this point, Nielsen has to be pleased with the way things are going midway through the first.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, they weathered a little bit of a storm early on where they didn't have a lot of possession, but then that one attack where we thought, you know, here's a glimpse, and since then they've gained in confidence and they've started to ask a few more questions.
Louisville, the majority of possession, about 2/3.
That's not unusual. Louisville will dominate possession in most games that they play.
But each team with just one shot,
yes,
and neither one on goal. Chance now on the break for Williams. Spreads it forward. Here comes Schwartz. Hard challenge, sweeping the deck by Paco Craig.
That's a great tackle. That's a fantastic tackle. Well timed, hard, strong. Schwartz gets a good run. The ball's not bad, but it's read well by Craig, and he times it just perfectly.
Craig got his start in the West Ham youth system before making the jump across. Still just 26, so still has some play in front of him.
Good pedigree. I mean, West Ham had a fantastic academy.
Sliding in to try and win it back with Spencer. Trying to pull it out of the mix, McMahon, but almost taken away. John Williams.
So as you want to play what you see, sometimes you get a little clever and it can catch you.
Rasmussen. Up steps Craig Jimenez. All the way back to Hubbard. Talked about Louisville City and what they've tried to do. Mentioned this their 5th season. They have probably been one of the most consistently challenging teams in USL for years, since they first came in.
Yeah,
it was a top 2 team in the regular season and almost making it to the final. In the last 2 years, winning the whole thing.
Yeah, they got tantalizingly close for 2 years before finally getting to the final and winning it.
Hopino foul just outside the area. Free kick upcoming.
And then winning it last season, of course. They returned 18 players in that squad. As we get another look at this tackle that led to a free kick. So you got Hopino coming inside, gets position, and just see the bump.
Smart play. They knew where the referee was, just leans his body inside.
Elliott Hoard, that bump just enough, and this is a free kick in a real dangerous area. You got both posts to consider, both posts in play. The tricky thing for Jam is going to be, if it's going to be Jam, is to get it up and down. And sometimes when you're close, to get that ball up and down quickly, it can be a difficult technique.
UConn Husky by way of Senegal. 3 goals on the season. This is a good opportunity. You can see 5 in the wall.
I'm sure he's having a look at that near post. If he can really get a good whip on this ball and get it up and down that near post is right in play, and Cropper will have to be so quick coming across.
Looks into the wall, off the head, bangs away near side. Jimenez launching it. Cropper thought about it, headed down, but right to the goalkeeper. Wasted chance. Now on the other way, it's Hartford. Up the line, Hood. But quickly back, Louisville City. Golden opportunity there as Cody Cropper of 2 minds, and then got caught without a thought, but the shot right to him.
Listen, credit that wall, right? That's bravery right there.
Wide for Schwartz. Into the back post. Golden chance for Dalgard. Still in play and tackled away for a Hartford throw.
That's good for Dalgard. Watch as he gets across the defender, which is exactly what you want to do. On the cross, you've got to try and get across that defender. He does that well, just misses the header.
Over to the near side. Williams sending it along. Man got some help from Toch, and Louisville City.
Just said that last free kick they had, the wall took it, someone took it in the face, and I've seen players duck in those instances, which is a nightmare for a goalkeeper.
Rasmussen, not sure what he was trying to do, but Hopino got caught by surprise. Little tuck inside. Chance on the break.
Oh, good ball.
Schwartz, 1 man to beat, draws Craig to him, and then forced to retreat. Williams.
We can definitely see Jimmy Niels has done his homework. He knows how Louisville want to press, and how many times now have we seen Hartford with just that direct ball getting Schwartz in behind, getting Dalgard in behind.
Here's Barrera from the left, pushing it over for Dalgard. Odense product, rolling it back for Lee. The other thing that Hartford has done is force Louisville to go long. They're not bursting forward, they're just launching it, and that's making it easier for Gadula and David.
Yeah, again, you know, Louisville would love to see Jimenez, McMahon getting the fullbacks forward, but because they're not able to play in the midfield, that's become difficult.
Cross Dalgard, maybe a bit of a deflection. That one tracked down by Hood. And again, Hartford coming into this game. Nice spin inside as Dixon dropped into the midfield. Barrera trying to thread it through. Again, Paco Craig to the rescue. Hood trying to get to the goal line, chips it across, back post. Hubbard reaches out and grabs it. Got some help from McMahon on the way.
That's well done by McMahon, because he really couldn't flick it on, but he knew he could get it up. And if you get it up, your goalkeeper obviously is going to have a great opportunity to pull it down. This shouldn't be too surprising. Hartford, I mean, they've played well their last 2 home games. Last time out against Loudoun, 5-1, and all 5 goals. Their 5 goals in the first half. I mean, that'd make you feel like King Kong as a player. You want to beat your chest. And now it looks like they're playing with a lot of confidence and asking a lot of questions of Louisville.
Again, such a streaky sport. Ooh, scything challenge. Hopino going in, and leaving a mark. Elliott Horde is just down in pain. Looked like he took cleats right on the shin pad.
Yeah, let's have a look at this again. Let's see this tackle, because it was definitely spicy. There's Hopino. Size up. He wants to win it, and you know, from that angle, I can't see it.
No, from that angle, it looks like he actually did rather well to avoid. If there was contact, maybe grazing the foot. And again, with those cleats, though, nowadays, not much protection.
So perhaps referee got that one right. When you look at it, you go, it kind of looked like a foul to me, but then I got to get a second look. And on a second look, I think the referee was spot on.
Flipped on by Swartz. Dixon, back heel to keep it in, maybe just hoping to get a throw in, but it starts a break the other way. And here comes Hopino. Remember, Horde is still limping. Hopino trying to take advantage of that gap. Gets to the goal line, sends it across, and a wide open header that's sent sailing wide by Abdul Cham. Oh, a golden opportunity to open the scoring.
Wow, did Cham, he leapt like a salmon on that, didn't he? He got up so well. Missed tackle there. Hopino serves a great ball. Cham gets up. I don't think he could turn it. I think he did turn it. He just didn't get it in the upper, he just didn't get it in the top corner. He was looking and just missed.
And again, Hopino taking advantage of the struggling Horde. That might be a change necessary for Jimmy Nielsen before this half is over. Hartford Athletic fans, keep it tuned. Don't forget, teaming up with Cigna to launch a new philanthropic campaign, Every Save Matters. Cigna donating $75 for every athletic save for the entire season, including the 87 they've made in games prior to the launch. So far, Cigna committing over $6,500 to Team Impact. Proceeds benefiting Team Impact, a national nonprofit connecting children facing serious and chronic illnesses with athletic teams, forming lifelong bonds and life-changing outcomes. Cigna, a founding partner of the Hartford Athletic. Looking for Hopino again. Rasmussen couldn't get the cross up in time, but Ada switching over to that left side now, but the pass just a little too firm for Lee.
Rasmussen's been pretty quiet, which is a good thing for Hartford. Hartford's happy about that. But Louisville, he's a player that they want to get involved. He's an important piece for them. He floats around, he finds pockets of space very, very well. Oh, that's a good tackle put in by Gadula.
Drop into the back line. Gadula stepping forward. Flag comes up as he's fouled.
Good discipline. Hartford playing well, keeping it tough. It's very tough for Louisville right now to play in between their lines. If I'm Jimmy Nielsen, you're really happy.
Ball carries all the way to Hubbard. Hackworth has to like the opportunities, but realizes they can't let Hartford off the hook.
Well, I think it's patience at this point, really, Phil. If I'm Louisville, I mean, they have opened up some good chances, so it's not like they've been without chances. So I think you have to be patient. You have to take care of the ball. The chances will come.
Spencer trying to cut to the inside, but dispossessed. Touch to the middle. Maybe not speedy, but just fast enough for Williams. Jimenez back. Seesaw tilting again in Louisville's favor now as they're starting to tighten things up.
And this is what you want to do. This is what I talked about. Just little 5-yard passes, just little passes to move Hartford around. Start finding the gaps. Guys like Rasmussen, he'll find himself in space, and he can pull the strings.
Step over, far side. John, another chance, looking to send it long. Dropping it up and over, and Horde back in time to send it away, but it will be a corner kick. Oscar Jimenez, one of the leading assist men for Louisville City, 4, and several of them coming from the corner. Let's see what he can do here. This Bank of America corner kick will swing in towards Cody Cropper. Punching it away. Maloney from New England still around at the top of the 18. Openo wins it back.
It's a good decision by Cropper. Can't catch it, get it away. Be safe.
And get it high in the air, so
yes,
you're not caught napping. Trying to bring it down. Rasmussen just ran away. Cropper using advantage of the slick surface to get it over. But add it to the inside. Chance for Dalgard with some space in front of him. Drives to his right, shot low, but a good 3 or 4 yards wide. Things getting stretched a bit.
Yeah, good big switch. Good big switch on the entry. Dalgard coming across, not really much inside the box as Louisville defensively really set a good structure. So tried to have a go. Didn't really trouble Chris Hubbard very much.
Trying to press the ball back, Hartford, but the danger of not pressing completely as you get stretched out. Let's see what Openo can do. Going against Horde again into the area. The ex-Union fan favorite sneaks it across. Cropper might have gotten a touch, turning it away. Spencer couldn't get to it. Shot low and wide. And again, Louisville City, unfortunate.
Yeah, that's what we talked about. Well, they haven't got anything on target. They've created these chances. I mean, you have a feel that something's coming in. It might come through Openo as well, because he's had a pretty good day so far on this left side. And you're right, Phil Cropper. Look, you saw that touch. He did get a touch just to keep it away, because it was Luke Spencer that was lurking in that far post.
Gotta keep the fans happy.
Good eye, Phil.
To this point, Hartford doing so, still no score, and they've had a few chances of their own. Right about this point, you start thinking about getting to the dressing room, but Swartz might try and get to the goal line first, but Ada switches. Louisville able to scamper back in time.
You know, the other thing about really the two teams is, I mean, Louisville is solidly in a playoff position, but they want to climb higher. Hartford, really outside chance, if any at all. So that kind of takes some of the weight out of the pack, if you will. You can sometimes play and enjoy the game a bit more. Even though, as I said, you're being watched. Someone's always watching. You know, there's no real expectation. I think there's a lot of expectation on the shoulders of Louisville.
5 games following this match in the regular season. And as you point out, they pretty much need to sweep.
Yeah, they would need to win out, and I think it's going to be tough.
Only math majors are planning on the playoffs at the moment. But 17 points back of Ottawa, who started this round in front, 22 points back of Louisville City, who are 9 points back of the Red Bulls and Indy 11, who started this round atop the table.
The thing about Louisville really is, you know, Louisville, I like to call them like a hurricane. You know this is coming. You know this big bad storm is coming away, and you prepare for them.
Nice little sweep down the line. Dalgard leaving Toch in his wake. Shot right into the chest of Hubbard. Had 2 green shirts charging in, tried to do it himself, and Hubbard up to the challenge.
Hubbard just trying to make himself a big target. Ultimately, it hit the big target, which is good. He did his job.
Here they come again. Curling ball in. Dixon impeded, but the flag had come up.
Yeah, offside. So Louisville have no night off. Jimmy Nielsen, I think, is wondering about the same thing. He's wondering if there's a foul. But Louisville don't have an easy night. As the champions, anybody you play always wants to test themselves against you. You're always going to get every team's best night.
Hartford, maybe one of those times where Louisville City might have been overlooking them. Over to the near side, and Craig plays it back.
Yeah, as we talked about, coming off their last couple results at home, they should feel confident. And now, off of some of the moments that they've put together, the minutes they put together, they should feel confident in this one as well. And I think they do. You can see that.
Speaking of Hartford.
Yes, absolutely. Speaking of Hartford.
Yeah. 3 straight victories, all at home. 3 of 4 overall. Meanwhile, back-to-back draws for Louisville City. And again, at this time of the season, you don't want to start wobbling. So maybe the quest for 3 titles in a row might be asking a bit much. 5 minutes left to go in the opening half. Driving in on McMahon, leaving him in the dust, sending it across. Headed back to the corner by Swartz, but he couldn't get enough of it.
Yeah, you're not going to get too much on that. That didn't trouble Hubbard. And you're right. It's looking tough for Louisville, but this is a very veteran-laden squad. This is a team that returns 18 players from last year, so it's a team that knows how to win. It's a group of players that knows what the playoffs is all about. In a way, maybe they're like a New England Patriots. You can never really count them out because they're so veteran-savvy.
Nice play by Spencer, the German-born striker. Near side for Jimenez. Touched in by Hopeno. Back to Jimenez. On his right foot, the left back with a one-hopper. Bobbled by Cropper, but he covers in time.
I'm not sure that was really necessary at that point, to be fair to Jimenez. He's got so many other options to try something from that distance, and with Cropper able to see it, it would have to be one heck of an effort to beat him. I think if I was Jimenez, I just want to keep it going. I think you had Rasmussen next to you. Just keep the ball moving. That's when they've created their chances.
Nice ball down the line, looking into the middle. Jam drops it back. Chance for Spencer, but he lets it get away. Maybe caught between 2 minds of taking a first-time shot or controlling, and he did neither.
That's a case of your first touch, just setting up your second touch. If he's able to take that nice touch to his left, he probably opens up a shooting opportunity.
Spencer trying the step over, drags to the goal line. Staying with them is Horde. Good cover to the inside by De Witt, and the Dutch international back to midfield. Dixon scrambling over. Hackworth playing linesman.
De Witt well positioned. He sees it well, positions himself well, knew what he wanted to do, reads it pretty easily.
Again, there you see one of those big light poles in the background. Out comes Cropper. Jam down hard. And you see the referee with the stoppage, more to check on the injury, not seeing a foul. When you're a goalkeeper, you can't go in half-hearted, otherwise you're going to be the one that's injured.
100%.
Nothing dirty by Cropper, just a hard challenge, and Jam on the wrong end.
Absolutely right, Phil. And he does. He sees the danger, reads it quick, comes out, gets slow, gets in front of the ball. But Jam, same thing. He's not going to let off. He wants to score a goal. And he tries to go over. It's probably on the landing there. That didn't look like it felt too good.
Might have knocked the air out of him. This is going to add just a bit of injury time to this opening half. Bill Shane, Tom Traxler with you. Glad you could join us for this USL Championship tilt. Louisville City on the road, taking on Hartford Athletic.
It's been quite a little chess match so far between these two teams.
Yeah, they are checking the solar plexus. Just sometimes you almost wish there was a button where you could reinflate. It takes a little longer than that.
It does.
And Abdou Jam, the 27-year-old winger, will walk it off.
Yeah, just good hard play, as you mentioned. Cropper coming out strong, and Jam not holding back an inch either.
Matt France telling him he has to get off the field since he did need treatment.
Let's see which side he lets. Is he going to let him go off on that side and then re-enter?
And with all the new changes to the laws, some of which might have to wait till next season, as this season already underway.
Tell you what, that's brand new turf. You can see it looks very nice, the brand new turf.
Fans getting in line to the concession stand early. Smart ones.
I don't know. I wouldn't leave this one too soon, though. I tell you, with the chances both teams have been able to have with it, you might miss something.
And John back on. Final seconds of regulation. Still a long way to go in this one, but just continuing their good run of form. Hartford, I'm sure, would be quite happy. 2 minutes to be added, and back to Crop where it goes.
I would say the improvement for Hartford is there from the beginning of the season. I think a lot of people can see that now, and that'll give a big lift going into next season, and probably give Coach Jimmy Nielsen some more chances, some more things to think about as far as the way he wants to structure his roster moving into next year. But having a team that performs well toward the end of the season gives everybody a nice feeling moving into 2020.
The thing they need is defense. And Cody Cropper, again, as you pointed out, on loan from New England. But amazing what happens when you have a goalkeeper you can trust back there.
No doubt. Everybody gets more confident. I mean, when you know the guy behind you is, more times than not, 70% of the time making that save and making good decisions, yeah, you can play with a lot more confidence.
Desperation lunge. John still seems to be in pain. Might have, as you pointed out, landed awkwardly, and he's reaching for his lower back.
Yeah, for sure, that just didn't look like it felt good when he landed.
Take it back. Ford, who also had a bit of an altercation earlier with Antoine Hopino. Looks like he's going to make it at least to the half. See what happens if something tightens up. Back to DeWitt.
Love it. Hard tackles flying. The big boys are playing. I love
Williams, far side. Back to the Englishman, and now to the Dutch defender. Just a few seconds left to go in this opening half.
There's not much on there, as much as Hartford sometimes like to spread you wide to try and open up that midfield area. Louisville saying, nope, we're going to condense, we're going to play tight in the midfield, and that's going to force that longer ball.
And that is going to do it. 10 shots in the opening half, nothing to show for it, but a few bruises. Jimmy Nielsen and John Hackworth headed to the dressing room to try and find an answer.
I tell you what, for me, it's 0-0, but I've enjoyed the chess match of both teams and watching how they're attacking each other, and both of them created chances. So for me, what an intriguing first half we had, Phil.
Highlights coming up and much more. USL Championship action from Dillon Stadium. It's Hartford Athletic nothing and Louisville City nothing. Stay with us. Out looking at the next generation out there enjoying the night. Thanks for joining us. USL Championship play. Hartford Athletic welcoming Louisville City to Dillon Stadium, and this is an interesting tilt for Louisville City on the road, trying to get back to their winning ways. They are currently in that top 8. That's where you want to be, Tom. But as you see, St. Louis and Birmingham are knocking on the door.
Absolutely, and they have a chance for the win. So they could immediately go above North Carolina, so they could go into the 6th spot and really stay relevant in that chase for some home games in that maybe 4th, 5th spot area on the table. So big one for Louisville.
Although, as you see, they've played more games. Ottawa, St. Louis, Birmingham with games in hand. They could make things tight as well. Speaking of Birmingham, the Legion taking on St. Louis last night, and well, they've climbed up thanks to this blast. 42nd minute, Lewis Hilton from the corner. Tyler Blackwood there to put it in. 1-0 at the break. 72nd minute now. Turnover. Birmingham scrambling. Kyle Gregg comes up with it. Blackwood again for his 2nd of the game. And St. Louis up 2-0.
Yeah, Coach Anthony Pulis really has his team playing well. Coming in, they had a great U.S. Open Cup run. Then had a little spell where it wasn't so good, but now they are back. And this one was not for the faint of heart. And you could tell playoff implications were abounding because the tackles, watch these, they were just flying everywhere. These boys were playing for all 3 points. And at the end, it was time for Elton John to cue up Can You Feel the Love Tonight? Because, man, look at these two teams. Even after the whistle, they were still going at it.
Unless studs count as love, I'm not sure. Take a look at our playoff positioning, and here we are looking at that cut line. Top 10 teams, of course, clinching the playoff berth. St. Louis, Birmingham, and Charleston are currently fighting it out. And you see wins will be a key. And that's where Charleston needs to make up some ground. After that, it would get to differential, and they still need to make up ground, but Birmingham Legion also struggling there. So St. Louis looks in pretty good condition, especially thanks to Tyler Blackwood and his performance yesterday. But there's even more USL play coming up midweek. And again, here, take a look at some of these teams. Atlanta United, too, should be a chance for Charleston to pick something up. Same story for St. Louis and the Red Bulls.
Yeah, because Birmingham will have a tough match against Nashville. St. Louis will have their hands full with the Red Bulls too. So yes, this is a chance for Charleston to pick up points. It's one it could be a banana skin. Atlanta United, you don't want to go to sleep on them, but they should pick up the 3 points. And
then, as you see on Wednesday, ESPN Plus with Bethlehem Steel against Loudoun United. Hartford Athletic against Louisville City, still scoreless at the half. But there are still plenty of highlights to come. Stay with us. We'll also take a look around USL with news and notes coming your way.
Solomon Asante does it again. Mr. Reliable from the spot. Asante does it again.
As Asante steals it and just puts it into the back of the net.
Sam DaCosta. The attempt at an amazing goal. And maybe a goal of the year candidate from Rodrigo DaCosta.
This sign as well.
It's a good point. Let's wait and see if they do.
As Kamara absolutely flies past Tete for pace. Here's Kamara. And a brilliant save from Cody Mizell. Mohamed Kamara is causing problems.
Mikey Rowe now. Rowe takes it on, and it's in! What a strike! And Tormenta, they strike first! Ontivero. Silva will have a hit! Oh, good save by Mejimadu.
Played safe.
Hilton goes charging through, has to go! And what a strike it is from...
Oh, that's sensational. Oh, what a strike. Kadima! Saved by Bettleson. The Orman lets it fly. More on the save.
Just a sign of things to come. Hartford Athletic and Louisville City, a second half to come. Have a feeling there will be some goals here as both of these teams got close to the edge in the first half, but to this point, Hubbard and Cropper keeping clean sheets. Plenty of news going on around USL as the season winds to a close, and here's some of the things we're keeping an eye on. Phoenix Rising continues to rise.
Listen, and they've had some tough games and games they didn't necessarily look like they were going to get the win, but they pull it out, and that is the mark of a great team. And 20 in a row, wins, not just unbeaten, winning.
And again, wearing your culture for USL Championship. Keep it tuned, and also keep an eye on the website for all of the jerseys designed by Sonjai Perso. And Wednesday Night Soccer, St. Louis hosting the East Top New York Red Bulls, September 18th, 8 Eastern on ESPN3. Take a look at what's going on out west. We already looked at the East, and look at that, 18-point gap. Sure, Fresno with 2 games in hand, but Phoenix Rising in no danger of missing out. And then down towards the bottom, things get very interesting. Going to take a look a little bit later tonight at some of those games, but things very, very tight down the stretch for those final playoff berths. Highlights coming your way in the second half, kickoff to follow from Dillon Stadium in Hartford, Connecticut. No score tonight, but the promise of goals to come.
We don't just protect things, we help protect the life you've built around them. Travelers, it's better under the umbrella.
Where some see a barber, I see a magician. I see Hugo, of Hair by Hugo. Wizard of whiskers. Sorcerer of scissors. Houdini of hair. Hugo is a small business owner. Me, I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see nothing small in small business.
The Hartford Small Business Insurance. The Buck's got your back.
Nick, we need a decision. These days, we all feel a little anxious sometimes. But if you could see inside my mind, you'd find I go to my happy place. See, if we let tensions run the show up here, then our bodies won't perform at their best out here.
Wait, are we going to the sound check?
Priorities. So I'm partnering with Cigna to remind you that how you're doing emotionally affects you physically. Go for your annual checkup and be open with your doctor about anything you're feeling, physically and emotionally. Body and mind. Cigna, together all the way.
The inaugural season of Hartford Athletic winding towards a close, but they are looking to close with a bang. Jimmy Nielsen having them ready tonight. And take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Tom, chances for both And it was Dalgard trying to go near post. Hubbard able to parry that one away. So can they keep it up for another 45 minutes?
Yeah, if I was either coach, I don't know that I'd change much, really, because they're both opening up opportunities. The only thing I would say, if I was John Hackworth, I'd say keep moving the ball. Just keep passing. 5-yard passes. Just keep moving Hartford around. And if I'm Jimmy Nielsen, I'm going, we know that Louisville's going to come to pressure. So when they do, we've had great success getting over the top. So we're going to continue going over the top. I really wouldn't change much if I was either manager at this point.
And again, we'll have to wait and see what happens on the substitution side. John landing hard at the tail end of that first half, but he is out there. Elliott Horde taking what looked like cleats to his foot, but he ended the first half and likely out there to start the second. As you pointed out, with all of the returnees, maybe a bit more depth on this Louisville side, and that could pay off.
It's that experience. It's that there's no panic there. They've been in these situations before. So even though they haven't scored the goal yet, they know they've created chances. They're going to be a patient team.
Matt France awaiting the signal from the sideline. The man in yellow with the watch on his hand. And the second half is underway. Hartford in the very Hartfordy green and blue, moving from right to left. Meanwhile, it's the white with the black of Louisville City defending the goal to the left. No changes to start this second half. Proper in goal for the Athletic. Horde, DeWitt, Gudula, and Lee from right to left. Jorgensen and Williams in the midfield. Swartz on one side, Dalgard on the other, with Barrera in support of Dixon. Meanwhile, for Louisville, Chris Hubbard, McMahon, Tosh, Craig, and Jimenez in charge of the defense. Matsoso, Williams, and Rasmussen in the midfield, with Jam and Hopeno flanking big Luke Spencer up front. And that is maybe a bit of a concern if I'm John Hackworth. Something to work on in the second half. Spencer with 7 goals this season. Rasmussen leads the team with 10, and neither of them had a clear opportunity in the first half.
No, for sure Spencer didn't, and as I said, Rasmussen really didn't impact the first half, and that would be of concern. And that shows you how Hartford are good with their 2 lines, keeping players around both those players to negate their ability.
Ball touched into the middle. Chance for Dixon. Maybe a chance to stretch his legs. Pulling away from Speedy Williams, but Anna can't quite soar high enough, and it will carry all the way across for Dalgard. On the first peek at Dixon's speed, the Tar Heel just couldn't pull away.
I didn't think that ball was going to drop in, and it did.
DeWitt optimistic. McMahon pushes it wide. Hackworth not happy with the way his defense starting the second half.
Get up a little bit more. Get higher. Get a bit more pressure.
Phil Shane and Tom Traxler with you tonight. Glad you've joined us. Hopefully you're enjoying it. Again, first night game at Dillon Stadium in the Hartford athletic history. You can see those lights. And actually, when we pulled out, the lights in the corner are the old lights. That's the one they still use or have used for the high school football games and the like. Ball heel flicked into the path of Jimenez. Down he goes, but get up, says the referee. And probably used all the way back when the U.S. faced Bermuda in '73 and the Bicentennials were over here. When we zoom out and we get the chance, you'll see the towering towers behind the stands that actually have lights halfway up and then lights all the way at the top. So that's where you get your $650,000 worth.
There it is.
Beautiful pictures and nice work by the director.
Let there be light.
And it was good.
And it was good.
By the way, speaking of this stadium, mentioned buildings 35. Also mentioned it was not just football. There have been some rugby games here, maybe a few that the United States would like to forget. I don't even think they've even put a try in their 2 internationals. But speaking of wouldn't it be nice? The Beach Boys were here a couple of times. The Rolling Stones.
The Rolling Stones.
Could you imagine Mick and Keith out there?
I think I could imagine Keith in the Roman Coliseum.
Santana, yes. The Dead. They might still be here.
For all we know, they
and
probably
then
are.
Kiss and the Doors also as well.
What? Gene Simmons played Dylan.
All the way to the far flank, lifting it across, open net,
wow.
Touched away by Hubbard, just in time with Ryan Williams ready to knot it home.
I'll tell you what, that was timely, because that was, if not, that's in the back of the net.
Another cross into the corner, and Hubbard does even better. Swartz had that one halfway into the net, and Hubbard rips it out.
Wow, Hubbard pulling off an underdog, saving Polly Purebred. Look at this. As if his first save wasn't good enough. That header, that's got eyes. That's going in top corner. Hubbard comes across with a big palm to get that out of there. Well done, Chris
First
Hubbard.
save was good. Second one was outstanding. Is there a third? Loose inside, and it bounces through. No whistle yet. They'll get another chance. Towards the spot. DeVitt can't get airborne. Flicked up in the air by Matsoso, but right back to the green shirts. This is a different Athletic than we saw in the first half.
Aggressive.
Into the danger zone. Out comes Hubbard, slams into DeVitt, and the ball bounces wide. Now, is this a case of the goalkeeper getting away with one? He takes out his own defender and denies DeVitt as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, for Chris Hubbard, he went from the big save to squeaky bum time, because he came out to get it and he misses and he goes over it. He just knows the ball's behind him. And thank goodness for Chris Hubbard, he's thanking goodness that it had a little bit of weight on it, because if not, and that holds up, he's got an empty goal. The player's got an empty goal to look at.
And there, as you also saw, it was actually McMahon who might have given a bump to DeVitt, who went over Rasmussen. So credit to Hubbard, he avoided a foul. Goalkeepers never get called, but there's always a first time.
You rarely see a goalkeeper get called. Rarely.
Padula, nice pass on the ground, something they can work with.
Tell you what, John Hackworth will be hoping that woke his team up, because they haven't come out of the locker room yet.
Nope.
Really. I mean, they're there physically, but they haven't come to play yet. On the other side, Hartford's like, let's go. They've picked up right where they left off.
Matt France, the referee, trying to calm things down a little bit. Hackworth has been on this near side, blowing a gasket. Doesn't look like he's... that's what it is. As he was collided in, Magnus Rasmussen lost a contact lens. And that used to be a lot more of an issue back in the days when they were glass and expensive. You see, I remember international games where people are around looking for contact lenses. Now, dime a dozen. I guess they're just trying to make sure it's not in there somewhere before they put another one in.
Yeah, way back when you thought something huge happened. Hold on, I've lost my contact, and everybody stops.
Burst of speed from Horde. Again, full credit to Nielsen and the Athletic. Making a game of this. Shown Barrera, touched away. Horde on the far flank, thinking about it. Little chip for the ex-Santa Barbara mid. Swartz again, who's been very active and probably should have a goal to his name if Chris Hubbard hadn't done something about it. Padula. Lee. Trying to cut to the inside. Good work by Jam. But again, notice the pressure from Hartford. We didn't see that in the first half. And they're gobbling things up. Rasmussen, 20-20 again.
Yeah, you can see again.
Clearly. Far side Dixon. Dropping into the midfield as Barrera pushes forward. Barrera turns, shoots off the underside of the crossbar. Third try, not the charm for the Athletic.
Well, the crossbar right there was playing for Louisville City, because it hit the crossbar and came right down. What an effort. And again, Hartford just absolutely all over Louisville to start the second half. That was top corner.
Look at that.
Barrera with a curling effort hits the post. Wow.
Colombian-born U.S. Youth International. Only 5'6", but he packs a lot into it. Bank of America corner kick. This will swing in towards Hubbard, who's had a much busier second half. Plays his line, knotted down in an easy grab. Gadula couldn't get it all.
If I'm Hubbard right now, I'm like, calm down, get her about, take a second.
Instead, puts it back in play.
I take a second. Push my players out.
Hartford dropping back in line. Ball out and wide. Hopino, a rare touch in the second half. Drives on Horde, who jumps in front, shields well. Forced to left-foot it out, and he finds the man.
Good individual defending by Horde. Used his body really well there.
Dixon wanted to go long. Schwartz thought it would be a check, and it's right back to Louisville City. Ten minutes into the second half. Hartford on the attack. Dalgard. Out wide, Dixon again. He'd been in the center channel almost the entirety of the first half, getting a lot more mobile here in the second. Deflected, and that's going to spin into touch, and another corner kick upcoming.
I'll tell you what, this should wake Louisville up. If I'm John Ackworth, I'm probably going nuts on the sideline right now. You got to sense the urgency of the moment. I mean, these are big 3 points for you, chance to move up.
Curling ball to the spot. DeWitt can't get it, cleared by Craig. Now you think back to that first half, how many chances Craig single-handedly denied. They found a way to get around him here in the second half, and arguably could be up 3-0 right now.
Oh, the way they've come out, yeah. I mean, you think about it, they've hit the post, the ball's gone by the goalkeeper, empty net.
.4G recycling substitution right now, and Luke Spencer, his day is done. Ryan Ownby coming in, and that's interesting. Putting in a midfielder. Hopino will probably slide a bit more to the center, but Ackworth starting to worry about getting overrun. There is Ownby.
Ownby, long serving for Louisville.
Hard collision. Sweeping it away nicely, Raymond Lee. Koch into the middle for Craig. 29 years of age. The beard makes him look just a little older.
He's been around with him since 17, so seen a couple championships. Very reliable player.
Also UVA seen a few championships as well.
I've seen a few there. So you know, I think with Luke Spencer, we mentioned he's just been quieted. You know, shake it up a little bit. Let's get Ownby in.
Not the physical force, more creative and crafty. Flicked down by Rasmussen now that he can see the ball. Jimenez hasn't been able to get down the sideline. That's been Hopino's job, which has been lacking in the second half. Ball bounces. Hopino does bring it in. DeWitt scrambling back. Also saw Rasmussen flooding into the 18. Jimenez sneaks it across, lifted to the corner, and the goal against the run of play. And Matsoso opens the scoring for Louisville City.
Lovely bit of interplay on this. Again, we mentioned Hopino, who's had a good game, picking out the right pass.
First goal of the season, and what a time to get it.
And Matt Soso finishes it off nicely. You see, he plays it, makes a great run off that ball, and gets the return pass, puts it nice and pretty in the top corner. Nothing, absolutely nothing Cody Cropper could have done with that.
5th assist of the season for Oscar Jimenez. First goal of the season for Napo Matsoso, the Lesotho-born Kentucky Wildcat. And just like that, you have to rewrite the headlines.
And that's experience, and that's what Louisville City will know. They were under a lot of pressure. Looked like they could have and should have conceded, but they didn't. And then they know they have the quality enough to go back on the other end and create opportunities, and they've gotten the goal. Now, if I'm Hartford, you know, probably against the run of play for sure in the second half. There's a big ball goes over the top, and that is Rasmussen down, or excuse me, Jorgens, Dalgard down. But if Hartford, get right back to doing what you're doing, because your chances, your time for a goal is coming if you're creating chances like that.
You know, at the same point, when you're down towards the bottom of the table, these are times when you start to lose your confidence, start to lose your concentration, something that Nielsen's been working on of late. Collision as Williams couldn't put the brakes on, and Gadula down.
Yeah, if I'm Jimmy Nielsen, I'm going, hey fellas, yeah, we conceded, but we've played well enough to be in the lead. We're playing with the league champions, 2-time league champions, and it's only 1-0 with, you know, 30 possibly plus minutes to go. Keep getting after them.
Jamaican Williams being told to cool the jets a bit by Matthew France. So, mentioned they've done well of late. 3 in their last 4, all at home. The victories coming, and now put to the test as they trail for the first time tonight. Half hour to go. Launched high to the back post. Hubbard stays his line, now comes out, bobbles it, and they call that a foul. Gadula hearing something from Hubbard. That call happens all the time, but it didn't look like much contact from here.
Yeah, Phil, I mean, I don't want to look at it again, but these are the ones that kind of drive me nuts, because what are you to do if you're a player? I mean, it's a ball up in the air. You should be, as long as you challenge fairly and you don't run into the goalkeeper. If the goalkeeper runs into you, that's not foul on you, that's a foul on the goalkeeper, technically speaking. So I would say play goes on if there's no foul, which in that case, to me, didn't look like much. The replay may show different, but I'm with you on that.
Nice clearance by David Gadula. Again, so good with the ball at his feet, but given right back in the midfield. Gadula a little overly aggressive here in the middle. Magnuson for Ownby, holds off and whistles it across. Cropper made him rush the shot, and it was a foot away from being 2-0 Louisville.
Well, Rasmussen to Ownby, that's a very familiar refrain if you're a Louisville City supporter. You look right there, what a great ball in. He splits the 2 defenders, and that's why Ownby got put in. Immediately creates a good run, gets himself to the other end of a ball, and has a really close opportunity.
Jimenez headed up and over by Tosh. The seesaw looking more like a guillotine now for Hartford, but still plenty of time if they can find their composure again.
Yeah, keep the bravery. If you're Hartford, keep your bravery, keep your confidence.
Well, something you talked about in the beginning, where they are on the table right now, there's nothing left to lose.
No. You're playing the current league champions at your place, and up to the time you're 0-0, and you were probably giving better than you were getting. So keep your confidence, keep going after them.
Dula launching it. Little collision on the far side. Jimenez into the back. That's going to be a free kick for Hartford.
For sure. I know he's complaining a little bit, but you can't jump in a player like that, mate. You see Schwartz get up a little shaking the head. Woo, I'm okay.
Ryan Williams. Two hands in the air. Let's find out together. To the 6, and this time Hubbard does hold on.
I was wondering if I was going to try to hit more far posts and second post. Usually two hands would indicate the second post, but you never know. People can change things up.
John bringing it down. McMahon into Giam. Little back heel flick. Nice work down this right side, but referee saw it one way, but it looks like his assistant might have seen it another. Nielsen had a better view, and correcting himself, Matthew France. Big man to admit you were wrong.
Yes. I don't know if you caught Nielsen's reaction on that, but it was priceless.
Ooh. Things getting a bit testy.
Jean's going to go into. Jean is going to go in the book for that one.
And he continues to talk.
Yeah, frustrations, emotions. Running high.
Abu Bakr Jam. Senegalese through Yukon. Take another look at why he goes in the book.
Yeah, he studs up.
Did turn away, but not enough, said the ref. One touch to the middle, looking for Dixon. Might have been offside. Flag stays down, though. Assistant a lot closer than we are. Far flank. Louisville with Jimenez again. Into the center circle.
Good ball movement by Louisville there.
Rasmussen getting more involved, hanging it in the air, met on the volley. Ooh. But Hopino just sends it wide of the near post.
Watch the Ownby run that opens up Hopino. I mean, Ownby makes a hard run into the box, which really opens up that far post for Hopino.
As we mentioned, Ownby crafty on that front line, creating space.
Comes in, takes all the attention from Sam DeVitt, and it gets over him, and you've got Hopino coming onto that second post.
Midway through the second half, out comes Hubbard in the collision. Paco Craig again getting involved.
In hard.
As you mentioned, let it all hang out now, but that also leaves you vulnerable. Jimenez trying to sneak it through the legs, blocked away by Horde. Couldn't keep it in.
Notice Ownby dropping in a bit deeper now to get on the ball to start connecting things a bit more.
Blasted long to midfield. And just as we're talking about Hartford trying to reclaim that momentum, from John Hackworth's perspective, he's interested in finding out what Louisville City does now that they're in the driver's seat.
Yeah, I would say, you know, a little gamesmanship. You're not in a hurry to do anything at this point for sure. But if Hartford are still going to come and press and pressure, then you're going to have to be at your best wits, because focus and concentration are going to be key. As I said, defensively they've been playing so much better, but Hartford have taken that approach. As Louisville come on, they've not been afraid to go long and over the top. And when you do that, it doesn't take much to spring in behind. So
little chip, but the run had stopped. Jimenez was back in time. Schwartz challenging. Snuck to the inside, and Craig again. The rhythm has gone back in Louisville City's way. DeWitt steps up to win it, though. And it was the patient build-up, the probing, the poking, keeping the ball moving. A bit of a hospital ball that time from Dalgard. No chance for Lee. Battling on this near side with Jam. DeWitt right in front of the referee, and how much elbow was there? DeWitt going over to apologize of sorts, but Ownby.
Definitely a foul. Definitely a foul, because he turns his back into the challenge.
Take a look. Was there elbow?
A little bit. His elbow comes a little bit maybe in the chest area, maybe. Like I said, definitely a foul. I'm not sold on the yellow card, but if his elbow got up a little bit high, it definitely didn't get in his head region for sure. That could have been worse, but he definitely meant to do it. It definitely could have been a bit reckless, so I suppose referee's in his rights to pull out and booked of it, but
message sent.
For me, maybe just a foul.
Launched by Jimenez, hangs it in. Cropper runs into DeWitt and the attacker. And will this be a card? Nope, just a, well, let's see.
He's
just a foul. Cropper is down, and Paco Craig. It looks like he will go in the book.
Yeah, he is.
And the fans like it. Bit of rain spitting down, just adding to the atmosphere again. Now, Craig's argument is he has just as much a right to the ball, but is he moving into the goalkeeper?
You know what? For me, no. Nothing there. Although he did turn his back. He did turn his back into, but he kind of went straight up, probably saw Cropper coming, and turns his back.
Now, the one point where they will tend to almost automatically protect the goalkeeper is when the arms are up and the ribs are exposed.
Yes.
But it was Cropper that seemed to initiate the contact. Curling ball across to it with another touch. The Dutchman coming to the rescue.
And that's kind of my point, Phil, is like, what are you to do as a player? Because if you looked at it, his total focus was on the ball. So as Cropper comes in, he's coming for the ball as well, and it's two people coming together. I understand protecting the goalkeeper, and for sure if somebody comes into the goalkeeper, but I don't know. I don't know what you're to do if you're a player. You have to leave balls. You can't challenge.
Rain getting heavier and tide. Punched away by Cropper, still in the 18, but a bit of help. Dixon with the touch, turns, catches up to the loose ball. Early ball out from the midfield, but he could not get it past Pat McMahon.
Don't know if he saw McMahon sitting back. It looks like he was trying to spend the ball path, and McMahon was standing right there. He might have been shielded by Sean Tosh.
Final 18 minutes of this game, and is there a goal in it for the Athletic? McMahon thought he was going to get a throw. It goes Barrera's way. And think about this. What would have happened if that shot by Barrera had kissed in off the post? A couple of changes for Hartford checking in.
Hey, goals change games, Phil.
Angulo and Vocic. Jorgensen is out. Vocic is in. Meanwhile, it will be Swartz, who had a very good opening half, coming out, and Angulo checking in. Jose Angulo, the Colombian, looking to add a little something. So a forward and a midfielder out and two fresh attackers in.
Listen, Angulo, 4 goals, 3 assists. He can score goals. I mean, with Pittsburgh, he had a career high year in 13 with 23 goals, and he was the Golden Boot winner. So you got a guy that can score goals coming on. Wojcik, they want to get him back in the goals. 5 goals on the season, and they want to get him woke up.
One of those players brought over from Oklahoma City. Angulo trying to reward Nielsen for his faith, but offside in the process. Remember when he first popped up with the New England Revolution, but never really stuck. Had another chance with Red Bull, similar story. Did have some success with Pittsburgh, and remember him from Fort Lauderdale. But now off the bench for Hartford, and they could use a goal.
Where's everybody going? Why are you leaving?
Yeah.
Rain games are great. Some of my favorite games I ever sat and watched were in the rain.
Probably a little more fun to be out there, but maybe they're going to try and watch it on TV. And for those of you who have tuned in, we're glad you have. Keep it tuned. No need to run anywhere, even if you are a little bit scared of Jimmy Nielsen at the moment.
He's a big fella.
Ball slotted across by the goal scorer, Matsoso. Another chance at the top of the 18. DeWitt calmly clears, and then collision on the far side as Dixon upended. He's getting a little frustrated because every time he is ready to light the Jets, he's getting knocked down, and another card is coming.
Yeah, and don't think that Louisville City don't know about his pace. So
he's not going to card. This is one of those last words of warning.
Yeah, they know. I mean, you definitely don't want to play like that to get ahead of steam, to get going, because he is one of the quickest players in the league.
Louisville also making a switch. Taylor P. Substitution brought to you by 4G Recycling. Taylor Pay, the 6'3" defender out of Salt Lake City, and Jom's day is done.
Yeah, I think Coach Ackworth is saying, all right, look, there's about 15 minutes and change left, so let's make sure we have some extra players back. Hartford's still asking questions. We want to make sure we see this one out and get another clean sheet on the road.
Ownby almost got a touch there. DeWitt brought down, looking to turn from distance. Angulo denied, slapped away. Hubbard, no one there for the rebound.
Yeah, that's one you've got to follow those, because the goalkeeper, it's rainy. You never know if he's going to hold, and if it spills like that, you're able to tuck that away.
Nice work by Ownby to keep it alive. Louisville can play with the comfort of a lead, but at the same point, it's a narrow one. We talked about this earlier. On paper, this should have been a blowout, but we saw earlier in the season a narrow result that Louisville was a bit fortunate to get 3 points from, and looks like they could say the same here tonight. Up steps DeWitt.
Yeah, I think they'll look back and go, we surrendered some really good chances, and who knows? I mean, there's may still be some drama in this one, but if they look back at this scoreline, they will say, you know, we may have been a bit fortunate.
Openo getting some help on the far side from Williams, who is whistled for the foul. Meanwhile, the other player who entered moments ago, the Polish-born 27-year-old Wojciech, ex-Bradley Brave, in his first season making the jump from the Cosmos B team. And another former Energy player. Here's Angulo from that powerhouse of St. Benedict's Prep, but slips away in the corner.
You've got on the other side, Hartford, Jimmy Nielsen decided to push some players forward, gamble a little bit. Let's try and get something out of the game, something that they'll feel they more than deserve. I think they'll feel they more than deserve at least a point.
Hubbard being tested. Nice work, Barrera. Trying to get around his Dalgard, who's had a quiet second half. Lifting that one into the chest of McMahon, who's lost his air.
Yeah, you're already breathing heavy. It's a little late, and then those are never fun. When you take a shot like that into the chest, stomach area, it tends to knock the wind out of you. And like I said, you've already been running, so what wind you had in you. Get your hand, you want to get your heads up, you want to open up those lungs, try and get some air in there.
Well, with the rain coming down, something strange might happen. 80th minute is here. Curling ball, Hubbard out, loose net, cleared off the goal line. Otherwise, this one is tied.
Wow. Dodging bullets, but credit the defender. He was where he needed to be. He did his job.
I think it was Matsoso again, the man who scored the goal to give Louisville the lead, playing some defense to keep Hartford off the board and preserve it.
I think you're right. That's where he needed to be. He covered his goalkeeper. That got beyond, and he was on the line to head it up and out. Otherwise, we're level.
Ball slammed off the feet of Ryan Williams, able to recover. Up for DeVitt, out wide. Nice chance here for Dixon. Gets to the goal line, hangs it up in the air. Angulo couldn't, and cleared away by McMahon.
So far, Hartford picking back up a little bit. Here we
Read
go.
It through. Dalgard offside. Now this will be interesting to see. I think they probably got it right, but it was close. Ooh.
If you're looking, Dalgard is definitely not in agreement.
Hard to tell from that angle.
It is. I can't give an answer as to whether he is or not. I will say that Sebastian Dalgard fully believes he is not.
And let's take another look. And by the lean, I think they got it right.
Yep.
Although in the middle, Paco Craig was keeping it close.
I think he's spot on, actually. I think the linesman, the assistant.
82nd minute. Hartford is pushing forward. No, they were probably hoping for a perfect night in their night opener. They've been waiting a while. They put forth a good effort, but to this point, yellow card against Barrera.
Have a look.
Reaching out and hooking.
Yeah, he tried to play his pass probably left. He reached out, left his leg out a bit too long. It's foul. It's a foul. Now they're saying, can we keep going? Time, referee, time. Let's go, let's go.
Is there an equalizer, or is there an insurance goal here?
I think if you're Louisville, you're happy to get out with this result. I mean, yes, a second goal would give you that cushion that you're probably really looking for, because Hartford's still pushing.
Ball deflected away. Seven minutes remain. Touched forward by Dixon, who's now more of a supplier than a finisher. Lee trying to turn his Taylor Pay, the former RSL product. Nice pull down by Barrera.
RSL club that's really put a lot into their youth development. Big new training facility out there.
Did it in Arizona to begin with, now doing it a little closer to home.
Well, here's going to be another chance for Hartford to get a ball whipped into the box.
That is one of the things also. You look at Major League Soccer, and Hackworth doesn't quite agree with the call, but it's not just MLS that benefits, not just the national teams like the ones Hackworth used to coach, but look at guys like Alex Dixon, Barrera coming up through Seattle and California.
Wojcik queuing up at the far post.
2 in the wall. 6 charging in. Out comes Hubbard. Gets a touch just enough. It'll be a corner.
Good and aggressive coming out. That touch probably did it. That was definitely a well-hit ball. Oh. You have a look at that.
Off balance and a bit awkward. McMahon able to intercept. Still not done yet. And a good lunge by Ford to win it back for Hartford. Well, they have been hard to beat if this score holds. Kind of have the feeling there's another goal in this one, though.
You know, with Hartford, I would think it would come for Hartford. That might
have been offside initially, but you could see Angulo, his eyes gleaming with that net looming.
Well, especially with all that green that was in front of him. He definitely had dreams there.
A lot of the fans maybe thinking about exiting, but hanging out near the concession stands and behind the goal. Rasmussen's day is done. And in comes George Davis.
Someone's going to sit a bit more in the midfield, tidy things up.
That is the 3rd and final sub for City. Ball sails over his head as he tried to get his first touch. So another midfielder put out there by Hackworth to try and clog things up.
They just want to see this one out. They're content with what they have, but that's going to allow Hartford a bit more possession. Potentially maybe some more chances. And here we go.
Chipped in, Gudula staying forward, flicks it into the middle,
Handball.
trying to turn, but it pops up and hits Angulo on the hand. Nothing going Hartford's way.
No, if it wasn't for a bit of bad luck, what luck would they have right now? When you look at some of the chances that either cleared off the line, hit the post, handball, just can't seem to get that last little touch or that last little bit of luck that's gonna get across the line and help them get a point out of this one, which I actually think they at least deserve.
Ball launched long, looking for Davis, 32 years of age, ex-Bowling Green Falcon, Izigi Zumba, and Kentucky Wildcat. Coming over from Richmond a couple of years ago. Cutting it out, Jimenez, who's had a stellar game at that left back spot, even if he hasn't been able to contribute as much offensively, but it was his pass that set up the goal. Whipped across, headed up, and over by Wojcik. Coming close in a clash of heads, perhaps.
Yeah, that does.
Down goes Paco Craig.
I was gonna say, Wojcik is the one you want to find with that ball in the box. He's usually very good. Hard to tell there.
Might have been on the afters, just more banging bodies between the two big men. the 6'4" Polish-born striker.
Wasn't sure if Craig on the way down kind of got maybe an elbow onto the head. I don't know if we're able to see again, slow it down to see where the contact was.
Craig appears to be okay. And on the receiving end, not so much for Dixon.
Definitely coming in. They really want that equalizing goal. I think he did get. I think he caught something to the noggin.
And again, there is the concussion protocol. Might have also just been had the wind knocked out of him, but they are going to send him to the sideline as he needed treatment anyway. So Alex Dixon, who had a frustrating first half, a lot more involved here in the second. But 5 goals, 4 assists, and nothing on the night.
I'll tell you, like you said, coming in on paper, you'd have thought that Louisville, you wouldn't be surprised if you saw 1 or 2 more to their side on that scoreboard. But Hartford has been good and brave and bright at times. And they've really pushed Louisville every step of the way.
This should add a minute or 2 of stoppage time. Dixon back on, appears to be okay. 4 minutes total, 4 minutes for the Athletic to find an equalizer. Dixon spins, dispossessed. He got stepped on in the process though. Free kick for Hartford, and they need to get this one back up the other way quickly.
Oh, and there's little afters going on there. Again, Dixon, you'd mentioned earlier that just don't let him get going, and there he gets stepped on, and maybe he's feeling a bit picked on.
Ward can sympathize.
Yeah, he caught some studs earlier, didn't he?
A bit long, not quite long enough. McMahon. Nice by Lee. Scrambling back is the Lima, Ohio native Davis to try and defend. Ownby reaching out. Now Louisville dropping back, trying to build some barriers around the 18. 3 minutes left. Chipped in, glancing header, didn't get it all, but he got enough. Sean Tosh getting it out of danger. Jimenez back to midfield.
Sean Tosh, just so important for Louisville at the back. I mean, leads.
And getting a little bit of revenge, a dish served wet.
Yeah, that's definitely retaliation there, and I guess you can't blame the young man. He's had his fair share tonight, and yeah, he just comes right through. That's so.
Been an entertaining game, and again, a sign of things to come for Hartford at night. So if you are around the area, feel free to pop into Dillon the rest of the way. Maybe earning your stripes. Ownby at the penalty spot, 3 to beat, reaches out and catches DeWitt, and now he goes in the book. I don't think there was any evil intent.
No, bit late, bit naughty. He was going for the ball for sure, but just it was a bit late.
He left it in there a bit, and
yeah, you could see DeWitt with a big smile on his face, and Ownby for sure going for the ball, but DeWitt just kind of came out of nowhere on him.
Louisville back in action against Red Bulls 2 next Saturday, and then the Saturday following at home against Tampa Bay before they go on the road against St. Louis and Nashville. So it's not an easy run for Louisville, so they need these points when they can get them. They will slip on the far side.
Yeah, Red Bulls next there in first, Rowdies, Tampa Rowdies in third. They also have Nashville in fourth in the next 5. So yeah, some tasty fixtures coming up.
Meanwhile, for Hartford, I mean, probably wish they'd been playing a little better earlier on in the season to take advantage. It's Ottawa at Charlotte, then against Swope Park before they face Birmingham in the middle of October.
Might have a chance at spoiler. They're playing like this. You look at Birmingham and you go, hey, it's not a light touch.
Ownby. Maybe it's just timing, but he did add a bit of grit to the Louisville attack. Chance down this near side for Davis. Free kick, nice work by the ex-Wildcat.
Jimmy Nielsen's got to be feeling frustrated. He's seen his team play pretty well, and they're going to walk away with nil.
Will do it. The final whistle from Matthew France. The referee brings it to a close. A gutsy effort for Hartford. Jimmy Nielsen, plenty to be proud of, but well, Scott Budnick, speaking of former MLS keepers. Great story if you get the chance to read it. Cody Cropper, our Cigna man of the match.
Yeah, really the goal, nothing he could have done on that. I mean, he was at full stretch. The goal was just put in the top corner. And he came across that big save.
And here our Stanley innovative play of the game. 63rd minute as he comes to the rescue.
Yeah, you've seen Ownby tuck those away before, but Cropper gets out, making himself a big target, keeping his legs in play, and stopping that from going on frame, and that kept them in the game at that point. So, man of the match for Cody Cropper.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank our founding partners, Stanley Black and Decker. Stay tuned each week for the Stanley Innovative Play of the Game. 1-0 the score. Louisville City walks away with the 3 points. We'll tell you what that means on the other side, but for Hartford, a difficult loss at home. I used to be a Dukes fan. 1-0 the score. Louisville City ending up getting the victory as they look to climb up the table. Time running out. Cody Cropper, well, making fans.
Certainly got a big head.
He's got plenty of reason. Take a look at our highlights from earlier today, and Cropper was involved. Did not come a Cropper. Instead, take a look here.
Yeah, look, you know what? Louisville early on was really doing a good job of just connecting passes and keeping the flow going. And it created lots of opportunity, especially on the left side with Hopino. But Hartford stood strong. Hartford defended very, very well. Slowly started asking questions themselves right there. Get a look, they started serving balls into the box, asking questions of Louisville right there. If that ball wasn't hit so heavy, I'll tell you what, you have a look, that's a goal. And this was all night long, especially, you remember, it's the start of the half. You have a look at that effort that just hit the crossbar. I mean, this was Hartford early on in the second half, and you really thought, man, you know, Hartford, they're probably going to come away with at least a goal to get going. But we talked about what it's like
to be a veteran team, a team that doesn't panic, and that is Louisville. Right here, you look at the lovely interplay and a great finish. Cropper right there could not touch it as Matt Soso just tucks it in, nestles it pretty into the top corner, open foot, and that was going to be enough for Louisville, Phil.
Napa Soso, former Revolution draft pick, getting the goal on one end and preventing one on the other. No doubt who the man of the match was for Louisville City on the night.
Like you say, getting it done at both sides.
And 23 shots combined, and in fact, Hartford with more on target. Did lose the possession battle just a little bit, but again, impressive. It's a debut season for the Athletic. It's taken some time to learn and earn, and now down the stretch run, this is a much different team than it was earlier on.
Yeah, what you can say for Jimmy Newsom, we're getting better. We're not making the same mistakes. You'd feel bad if you're making the same mistakes, but you're not, and you're getting better. So I think that's all Jimmy Nielsen can ask for, really.
So the goal from Matsoso, from Jimenez. So many opportunities to start this second half for the Hartford Athletic. This could have been a totally different story. Pereira and Schwartz thinking about what might have been, same story. But Hubbard keeps a clean sheet, and Matsoso gabs the goal. For Tom Traxler, I'm Phil Shane. The final score from Dillon Stadium, Louisville City 1, Hartford Athletic nothing.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.